Hey friends, Michael D. Butler here in New York City on the Michael D. Show. I'm so excited about our next guest. I flew all the way into New York to be with her because her new book, The Learned It in Queen's Communication Playbook, Winning Against Digital Distraction. Julienne B. Ryan, how are you doing, Julienne?
I am very well, thank you. And it's a pleasure being with you and sitting right next to you in New York.
You know, you're coaching companies all over and coaching organizations to have better communication. And I'm so glad you came out with this book because companies that are stuck, organizations that are stuck, they're not communicating. They need the playbook. What's inside? Who'd you write it for?
I wrote it for professionals who are looking to work with their teams or work with themselves to get out of their own way, stop making them same mistakes, and it's a lesson wrapped in a laugh and a lot of fun, because we want to have some fun and take some of the stress out of our daily communication.
I don't think we could be in Queens like this and not have fun, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And Queens is my sidekick in the book. That's where I learned a lot of lessons because we're the most multicultural place, and it teaches you a lot every single day. And what about you, Michael? You're learning as you go as you've been reading this book.
Well, it's been eye-opening. Our team is going through it. We're sharing it. And I know during the pandemic, you really blew up your brand because you were helping people everywhere, not just in New York. But what prompted this? When did you say, I really need to help teams communicate better?
Because I was spending too much time with lawyers.
That's...
People were getting into trouble. They were saying silly things and putting their foot in their mouth.
So this book will save you lots of legal fees.
Yes, indeed.
That's great. That's great. So what's one of your favorite takeaways here that you get a lot of requests for? I mean, there's so much good stuff in here. What's some of your favorite?
One thing is keep it authentic. Listen, no matter where you're from, what your background from, if you can own your own background and be comfortable with who you are, that comes across in your communication. And it makes you more, and it helps you be much more receptive to listening when somebody else is talking. So first we have to check our own selves. What's our assumptions? What are we projecting onto somebody else? And take a pause and do more listening than talking. So keep it authentic, like a New York slice of pizza. The second thing...
I love that.
I know. I'm going to let you talk. Get a word in edgewise.
Well, I need to cut back on the pizza. But the communication thing, this is a great takeaway.
The other thing I guide you to do, something with that Michael and I are doing today, is have a side-by conversation in person when you can, and if you can't and you're on Zoom, just do it live. Come into conversation where you can hear the notes in someone's voice and really pay attention to what they're doing. Our phones are fantastic. They help us communicate, but we don't. We write our own scripts on them.
Yes.
We can't hear all the nuances and the things. So when you're talking about something a little more challenging, pick up the phone, do it live, watch the body languages, check for intent and what people are hearing, and just not run to conclusions. So
I love that.
Spend time to waste time, maybe, but it's going to be time well spent for you. And I wholly encourage you to do that and check it with your team and have some fun while you're doing it.
It's called the Learned It in Queen's Communication Playbook. Every team needs a playbook. This will help you become a better communicator with your spouse, with your business partners, with your children, with people you want to invest in your company. This is so important. Winning against digital distraction. You know, you're talking about have the Zoom. When you're doing a Zoom, have the video on. Let people see, have the eye contact, the eye connection. You know, you're more likely to make a sale and close a deal and make a new friend. You know, you ever get on these Zooms and people are just ghosting you the whole time? I think it's rude. So you really talk about being present, being in the moment. Now you're speaking everywhere. You're doing interviews. What's the best way for people to get a hold of you?
jryan@jryanpartners.com. And you can also find me on LinkedIn, where I'm doing podcasts and really connecting with it. We're reaching out to people who are committed to improving their relationships with your teams and themselves. And you can bring this book home and help with your family.
Well, I think you should get a box load for your whole team. You know, it doesn't matter what kind of team you run, what industry you're in. you're serving multiple industries and you're speaking everywhere. So have Julienne B. Ryan on your next podcast, on your next interview. She'll come and probably do an assessment and kind of rip their organization apart, right?
That's a harsh word.
Well, I love it. As a CEO, that's what we're looking for. We want consultants to rip us apart.
Okay, we're going to challenge and disrupt your organization for the good.
That's a nice way of saying it.
Yes, that's why.
She's working with me on that.
I'm going to coach you on this.
I've been in New York too long. I've been here for 2 days. I'm starting to talk like a New Yorker.
Yes.
So, okay. Well, Julienne, thanks so much. And we're going to follow you on all your social media.
Thank you.
And I know you're always putting out great tips. So congratulations on the new book, The Learned It in Queens. This is the second edition you've relaunched. What's new in here, and why should people buy the second edition if they've already got the first edition?
Because it has some great learning pages at the end. And once you read the book and you have a laugh and you're working, start to work on yourself and figure out what you're going to bring to the party the next time. So, and I keep it real. It's like having me coaching in your ear.
Oh, I love that. Coaching in my ear. That's what I need. Coaching and yelling at me in my ear to improve my communication.
I'm going to call you on Monday, give you a reminder what you learned today.
Yes. Thank you so much, Julienne. Great job.
All right.
Keep up the great work.
Thanks.
I would shake your hand. I'll high five you or something. I'm not sure.
I know.
Woo, there we go. Good job.